In a move that has stunned political analysts and reignited tensions between Washington and Caracas, the United States has doubled its bounty on Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro from $25 million to $50 million, making it one of the largest rewards in modern U.S. law enforcement history for a foreign leader. Attorney General Pam Bondi made the announcement at a Justice Department press briefing, calling Maduro one of the world's most notorious narco-traffickers and accusing him of partnering with transnational criminal networks to traffic fentanyl-laced cocaine into the United States. This is about dismantling a criminal enterprise at the highest levels of government, Bondi declared. The U.S. first indicted Maduro in March 2020 under the narco-terrorism statute, alleging he led the Cartel of the Suns, a coalition of high-ranking Venezuelan military officials and politicians accused of moving hundreds of tons of cocaine into the United States over the past 2 decades. The charges include narco-terrorism conspiracy, importation of cocaine into the U.S., possession of firearms in drug trafficking crimes, corruption and money laundering. The DEA claims it has intercepted over 7 tons of cocaine linked directly to Maduro's networks, while U.S. agencies have seized more than $700 million in assets, including private aircraft, luxury properties, and offshore accounts. The evolution of the bounty. 2020, Trump administration initial bounty of $15 million announced alongside the indictment. 2022, Biden administration raised to $25 million amid worsening human rights accusations. 2025, Trump's return to office now doubled to $50 million, the highest ever offered for a sitting foreign head of state. The sharp increase, officials say, is intended to incentivize insiders, military officers, political aides, or international collaborators to provide actionable intelligence that could lead to Maduro's arrest. The timing of this announcement is notable. Just last month, the U.S. and Venezuela agreed to a prisoner swap, releasing 10 detained Americans in exchange for Venezuelan citizens held in the U.S. The U.S. lifted restrictions on Chevron to resume oil operations in Venezuela, signaling a partial thaw in economic relations. But the bounty decision represents a hardline turn, suggesting that while Washington is willing to negotiate on trade and humanitarian grounds, it is unwilling to soften its stance on criminal allegations against Maduro. Venezuelan Foreign Minister Yvonne Gil condemned the move as political theater, accusing Washington of meddling in Venezuela's sovereignty. This is not law enforcement. This is imperial propaganda designed to destabilize our government, Gil said, calling the bounty pathetic. Meanwhile, Maduro himself has dismissed the accusations as fabrications designed to justify U.S. interference in Venezuela's internal affairs. He maintains that Washington's real motive is control over Venezuela's vast oil reserves. The announcement quickly trended on social media, not just for its political significance but also because of reactions from Trump allies. Political commentator Laura Loomer mocked the move, sarcastically tweeting that she already knows where Maduro is, in the Miraflores Palace, and jokingly demanded her $50 million payout. Scales why this matters. 1. Largest active bounty on a head of state. This reward eclipses those placed on figures like Saddam Hussein, $25 million, and Osama bin Laden, $25 million before his death. 2. Signal to Maduro's inner circle. By raising the stakes, the U.S. hopes to trigger defections or leaks from within Maduro's security apparatus. 3. Test of international law. Arresting a sitting president in another country raises complex legal and diplomatic challenges, particularly without cooperation from Venezuelan authorities. Despite the bounty, Maduro retains control of Venezuela's military, security forces, and judiciary. He enjoys political backing from allies like Russia, China, and Iran, which oppose U.S.-led regime change efforts. Venezuela's intelligence network, SEBIN, is highly effective at detecting internal dissent, making it risky for potential informants to come forward. Experts note that bounties on high-profile political figures rarely result in direct captures unless power shifts internally or external military action is taken. The economics of the drug allegations. The U.S. alleges that Maduro's government has used state resources, including military aircraft and protected shipping routes, to facilitate cocaine exports from Venezuela through Central America, the Caribbean, and Mexico into the United States. The DEA estimates that billions of dollars from the trade have been laundered through shell companies and state contracts, blurring the line between political governance and organized crime. What to watch going forward? 1. Will U.S. intelligence partners in Latin America cooperate? 2. Could insiders in Maduro's circle take the risk for $50 million? 3. Will this deepen or derail oil and trade negotiations between Washington and Caracas? 4. Could this bounty influence Venezuela's 2025 local elections or 2026 presidential race? Final analysis. The doubling of the bounty on Nicolás Maduro is more than just a law enforcement action. It's a calculated geopolitical signal. It tells the world that the US is willing to pursue criminal charges against a sitting leader while simultaneously engaging in selective diplomacy. For Maduro, the bounty is a symbolic badge of resistance, a narrative he will likely use domestically to rally nationalist support. For the US, it's both a challenge and an opportunity, a test of whether financial incentives can pierce the layers of loyalty and fear that keep authoritarian leaders in place. In the end, this battle is as much about narrative control as it is about law enforcement, and the $50 million question remains: will anyone take the deal?
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.